Hi everybody, welcome back to the Butterfly House Pollinator Week series. I'm Hartley, and today we're going to talk about butterflies. So what better place to start that conversation than inside our Tropical Conservatory. Here we're surrounded by 1,500 tropical butterflies. And what better place to talk about their role as pollinators than here surrounded by all these flowers. Right now I'm standing next to the Rainforest Cucumber plant. This plant grows in the tropics of Central and South America, and it actually has a very important relationship with our long-winged butterflies. They are one of the primary pollinators of this plant. In fact, they visit it for both nectar and pollen. Now, butterflies don't usually deliberately pick up pollen, but the long-winged butterflies are one of the few that actually will. That makes them very efficient pollinators of the rainforest cucumber. Here we can see a few settling down on those flowers right now. Now, many people know that butterflies are pollinators, but I think their importance as pollinators is somewhat less well known compared to the bees. Now, without a doubt, worldwide, bees are the world's most important pollinators, but every place in our butterfly house where you can find fruits and seeds, that was done by butterflies, because they're the only pollinators in here. Let's take a short walk and see some of those other plants. Follow me. Now, there's a variety of different flowers here at the butterfly house. This is a really good example of a butterfly pollinated plant. This is fire spike, and if you look at its flowers, you see how they're long and slender. Bees don't get into flowers like that. This is mainly a plant that's pollinated by butterflies or moths or some kind of animal with a really long proboscis. Any kind of flower in your garden would similarly be pollinated by butterflies or perhaps by hummingbirds, which also have long beaks. Now let's go see some other plants and some fruits that have come about from butterfly pollination. So check out this plant right here. This is the flame of the woods, and it is actually forming berries. You can see some right here. So those berries came about in our conservatory because the butterflies pollinated those plants. Now, if this plant was growing outdoors in its native lands, it would probably be visited by a variety of pollinators. But as I mentioned before, here in the butterfly house, butterflies are the only pollinators that we have. So clearly they're doing that work of moving pollen around. Very effective pollinators. Now let's go around here to see a few more plants. Such as the purple porterweed. Here, this is one of our most important nectar plants for our butterflies. And we have to provide a fairly continuous supply of nectar to keep our butterflies healthy. If you visited us before, you probably know that we put out fruit trays as well. That's important food for some of our butterflies, like the blue morpho and the owl butterfly, but without a doubt, nectar is the most important butterfly food. Which brings me to the point I'd like to leave you all with today about butterflies. If you'd like to see more butterflies in your yard, and who wouldn't, the most important thing you can do is provide a continuous supply of nectar. You're going to want to think about plants that bloom in the early spring, plants that bloom in the summer, and plants that bloom in the fall. Try to cover all the seasons with a continuous nectar supply. Once you've achieved that, think about butterfly host plants, because the thing that makes butterflies unique is that their caterpillars can only feed on certain kinds of plants. Every butterfly has its own host plant. It's pretty easy to look up lists of them in books or on local websites such as the Butterfly House's website or perhaps the Missouri Department of Conservation or other local sources. And it's very easy nowadays to find these plants in your local nurseries or at the Butterfly House's plant sale, which happens every April, or at other plant sales from some of our friends, like our friends at Shaw Nature Reserve, which happen in spring and fall. Lots of local opportunities to get plants and to add them to your garden and support butterflies around your home. If you have any questions about gardening for butterflies or how to identify or find local butterflies, comment to this post or send us a message. We'll be more than happy to help you out. And make sure you join us for the rest of Pollinator Week as we're going to explore other pollinators, starting tomorrow with an exploration of the butterfly's relatives, the moths. Can't wait to see you then. Thanks for watching.